I went to Sainsbury's today, very quickly, to pick up a couple of bits and bobs. And I went past this Old Jamaica grape soda. I don't even think you can tell exactly how purple this stuff is. I've not tried it yet, but I've got a feeling I'm going to like it. I don't drink fizzy drinks very often, but I just love the colour of it. It is properly purple. Have you ever tried this? Let me know what you think about it if you have.
Was out there.
Oh my gosh, it's hail!
It's hail, Mum. If an Enderman was out there, we would definitely be dead by now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like Enderman hell.
Can't he survive in water?
I'm just going to darn in the last few ends on this cushion cover front that I'm working on. And while I do, I thought I'd have a little chit chat to you and then I can show it you when I've finished that. So I'm making an envelope back for this cushion out of some patchwork fabrics that my friend has given me, left over from the quilt that goes with it. So it means that it's going to be able to have the cushion pad taken out of it and be washed. And so I want all of the ends to be darned in really neatly and securely, so that the person who receives it doesn't have to deal with bits coming untangled. Because quite frankly, I'm not sure the person who's going to receive it would know what to do with the bits if they did come untangled. And I wouldn't want to put that stress on her. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm finishing each end with a double knot to keep it all really tidy. And then I'll be able to wash this to give it a freshen up. And make sure I'm fairly sure there's no residual dye left in this yarn, but I'll just be careful and check that to make sure. Yeah, and then I can get on with putting the back on it tomorrow, which will be nice. Thought I'd tell you a little bit about the footage that you've seen. Now, I haven't managed to gather loads this week because, quite frankly, it's been manic. I've been solo parenting this week as Johnny is away with work, and therefore it's been nose to the grindstone. I have managed to get on with some projects, but mostly in bed and not with the energy or will to be able to sit and vlog about it, to be quite honest. It's been manic. I've spent this afternoon at my parents' house. We were going to go to my mum-in-law's, but as you'll have already seen, Storm Kiara, I'm not sure which one it is, hit today, and there's no way I was driving unnecessarily out of my way with the risk of high-sided vehicles on main roundabouts and things, which my mum-in-law totally understood. So instead, my mum suggested that we pop up there for the afternoon so that we could have a change of scenery, because there's really no way the kids were going out anywhere and getting much outdoor exercise. So we walked the 5-minute walk hand in hand in the very, very, very heavy wind and rain to get to my mum's house, and I ended up sleeping on her settee for about an hour and a half this afternoon. So obviously, and I was absolutely plumb tuckered out. But yes, you'll have seen I showed you some footage of the worst of the rain and sleet from the storm this afternoon, and the kids getting all about it. And then the footage before that was a little family visit we did yesterday, Saturday, to a little country estate in Derbyshire called Hopton Hall, which is a privately owned stately home, but it has holiday cottages and things, and they have lovely snowdrops and winter aconites and things, and open the gardens for people to visit at this time of year. And also they have a magnificent rose garden, which I've never actually seen in full bloom, but I think I might suggest we go and visit it this summer and have a really nice explore of the rose garden, because it looks really beautiful. So yes, that's what we did then. We had a lovely time. Went with mum and dad, and both my sisters, my brother-in-law, one of my brothers-in-law, and my nephews. And it was an absolutely beautiful day for it. Chilly, but not too freezing. And as you could see from the pictures, please excuse the sound of the dishwasher in the background. As you could see from the videos, the sun was absolutely lovely, and we had a nice piece of cake. Well, I didn't have any cake, but they had some nice cakes, some gluten-free ones for Ivy to partake of, which was good, and a nice cuppa. Oh, little Bramble in the background is making her presence felt. What's the matter with you, Maddie Bum? So that was a really very pleasant visit. And after that, as I say, I've been tired all weekend. The kids and I had some popcorn and watched the live action Beauty and the Beast. And then we had an early, very lazy tea. And then went to bed early, but poor old Ivy didn't get to sleep very early because she's not feeling very great again. She keeps struggling with stomach pains, and I need to get her back to the doctors because she's been seen before about it, and it's not really resolved itself. So I think we need to get some tests done and check out what's causing the pain. Poor girl. So yeah, she had a bit of a late night last night, but she was struggling with stomach pain again tonight, and I gave her some paracetamol before we went up, and she was fast asleep within about 10 minutes of me kissing her goodnight, so that's a much better result. So I'm hoping if I can get this washed and dried, I'm not going to block it particularly, I think the washing alone will relax the stitches enough. So the plan is that I'll then be able to do the back part tomorrow. I'm going to get the sewing machine out. It's a rare occurrence for me, and the ironing board, and hopefully get the back of this cushion finished and put together so that we can gift it to the person who is the recipient of these gifts early this week. Only one more end to go, which is always a delight, because as much as I love making these things, I absolutely loathe and detest darning ends in. And I've worked on this all morning, not all morning, but a lot this morning. I kept having to have little breaks. Hello. Hello, darling. Are you being starved of affection this week, you poor little thing? You didn't mean to do it. having some Yogi Throat Comfort Tea because I'm feeling scratchy again. It seems to be one constant barrage of being on the edge of a cold, which quite frankly is nice because I usually go headlong into having a full-blown cold that knocks me off my feet, and though I hate to say it and risk tempting fate, since having cut gluten out of my diet, I think my immune system is actually in recovery. And because I haven't yet this winter been bedridden with illness, which is absolutely astounding. The first year in 20, maybe more years, that I haven't succumbed to every blooming virus going down. So that's something to be celebrated. A small win, but an important one. There we go, I believe. Let me just check the other side before I say it for certain. Yeah, that's the last end darned in. So I'll give you a little close-up of this now. And then we'll give it a little bath and a little dry over the radiator. Here we go. Here's the cover. All done in hand-dyed yarns. And the block is a free pattern on Ravelry, whose name I can't quite remember. But if I remember to, I'll have a look and I'll put a link in the description to show you which it is. I'm absolutely thrilled this is done, and I'm thrilled how it's turned out. So there you go, it feels very squishy and lovely. And now it's time to give it a bath. There I was thinking I was going to get up, and then up came somebody with very spiky claws and scaled my body. Yes, she did. You did, didn't you, madam? Yeah, you'll be able to snuggle some tomorrow, I think. Yes, we'll have to have a good snuggle tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, lovely Bambi. Lovely Bambi. Beautiful girl. Saying hello to the peoples. Here's a project that's been dormant for a while, which I've just started working on again this week. This is the film reel cardigan by Eleanor Nodell, which is available on Ravelry. Now, I've made some slight changes to this pattern. This is all in Greenlambkin Yarn. It's a really nice pattern. The only thing I've done is that every time you have a colour change, you're supposed to do like a stitch texture to change the colour, and instead I've chosen to do a fade through. You can't see the third fade very well, you can now. It looks really high contrast in this light. It's not as obvious a contrast in real life. Now, I've got 3 colours in there, so it's Greenlambkin Yarn, it's all on the sparkle base. The top one is Jewel Mine, the second one down is a Sweet Viola, and the third one is a one-of-a-kind colourway. It was one of the leftovers from the Derbyshire Dyers Market night, and I think it's rhododendron, Lime Park rhododendrons, but I can't be 100% sure. I think that's what it is. And then these are the other 2 colours that I'm going into. This one is Cosmic Wonder, and then this one is Black Cherries. So yes, I'm really enjoying this project. As I say, I've just picked it back up again. I fancied having a dip back into it, and I think if we turn it over, I've done about from this finger down to there since I picked it up a couple of nights ago. So I'm making reasonable progress on it, and these markers are telling me that's the number of fading, colour melting rows I'm doing, and then this is the number of rows that I'm between the pumpkin and this orange marker is the amount of rows that I'm doing in solid colour before I start fading into the next one. So I'm about to put some increases in for my hips, but yeah, the Sweet Violet has pulled in really interesting ways, which I am not unhappy about. I really like the way it looks, and they're all working, but it's not as obvious in real life as it is on the camera. It's probably because of the horrible artificial lighting that I'm using to film this in. But at this time of year it's either use artificial lighting or don't film at all. I'll just swap over and then I'll show you the next one. So here's the other one I'm still working on. This is a pair of West Yorkshire Spinners socks for my daddo in the Robin colourway, that one, and that one is Cayenne Pepper. So I'm well down the leg now, made quite a lot of progress on that today. I think I've done from more or less the little bit of brown and white flecky before the mustard there this afternoon, which isn't bad going, as well as darning all those ends in on that cushion front, which you can now hear spinning away in the background, poor thing. But hopefully it'll be dry by tomorrow morning. So yes, I've got the lion's share of the leg done. Hopefully about the same again to do as I've done today before I can put the heel line in. So they're coming along splendidly and I'm still enjoying them. A self-striping sock is the way to my heart, I find. Whizzes along absolutely no problem. So now I'm just trying to decide what will I knit on tonight, my film reel cardigan or these socks. I'm tempted to do these socks because I'm desperate to get onto my next pair of socks. But I also really want to make progress on the film reel. And I've knitted quite a lot on these today. Oh, the decisions of a polygamous knitter, eh? Oh, you just don't know how to share the love, do you? Anyway, I'm not going to put my face here tonight because it's rough and I'm already in my pyjamas. So for this week I'll say thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you're enjoying my little vlogs. And I'll be back next week with more, hopefully more varied content. See you soon.